Well, hello, good evening. Welcome back to IRL on Twitch. Hope you're all really well. Hope you've had a great week last week and brilliant start to this week already. I have Padge alongside me once more. Hello, Padge.
Oh, mate. How's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. Good spirits. Alright, so great.
Already people in the chat. Hello, Darren, CD, Fairly Wiggles, Fairly Racing in VR tonight. That should be interesting.
Yeah, check his stream out. I'm sure it's going to be good fun to watch that.
We'll go on board with Fairly maybe in Q1 and just see if anything's different. Have to admit,
if he's not pole, it will be different.
Yeah, very true. Fairly's been on a bit of a rampage, shall we say, recently.
Yeah, chopping up the record books.
If you're new around here, some information about us as a league. League standings can be found on that link, and if you fancy knowing a bit more about this track that we're racing at this week, then that is a lot of information for you. Evening Kate, evening Goldilocks.
My bad. Good evening to everyone in the chat.
Let's confirm that. Actually, that is true, yeah, one pole. Round 13 of 22. We are well into our second half of the season. Already round 13, Padge. I think it's gone really quickly.
Yeah, you know, we always at the start of the season think 22 races, you know, but it flies by, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we're only a couple of months away from Christmas.
Wow. Ooh, Chivers.
Chivers, yeah. He retired in the pits, maybe just didn't fancy it today. Maybe he pressed the wrong button. To be fair, I know Chivers, it wouldn't be beyond the realm of possibility that he accident.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting for
sometimes you press like...
I've been kicked out.
Oh, you have?
No harm done. Kind of a slow start to Q1. Only 3 drivers out on track.
The road sweepers.
And that guy rounds the final corner to start the second flying lap, I should say, of this evening. We'll go on a track tour. You get DRS down towards turn 1. Pit exit throws you out onto the racing line there in turn 1, so careful for that in the race. And you get DRS down towards this very long left-hander turn 2. You can take inside or outside line and expect to see people side by side in this whole first sector. Up towards turn 4, very sharp left, easy to invalidate entrance. Turn 5, known as the curb of death in multiple games. F1 have previously forked out and throws you into turn 6 and 7 chicane through this sweeping S section of turns 8, 9 and turn. Very tricky, easy to run wide. And tonight, and down to turn 12, you can cut that 90 degrees sweeping turn in the final corner, turn 14. You'll see a lot of people go wide starting a lap, trying to get the best exit onto the main straight, where again, you click on some DRS and cross the line.
Oh, Chivers, didn't even know to set up.
Oh my goodness.
Would you be able to do one for the race or not?
I think you will, because you haven't gone out on track yet.
Oh, it's not all doom and gloom. I guess if there's a massive shunt in turn 1, you'll be like, oh, happy days.
Yeah, I think Chivers, because you didn't go out on track at all, you're still able to get a setup on the car, but Obviously, we'll have to wait and see.
Unusual for TD not to have eaten yet.
Shouldn't have gone to the pub before the race. That is such a Chives thing to say.
Got a story for them to tell them when you go back.
And just keeping an eye on Fairley when he leaves the pits. Racing in VR tonight.
Hopefully he makes it out of the pits.
Yeah. Times being set. Obviously, Q1 is more about don't be in the bottom 5. Obviously, we know CHIVERS will be there, but 4 more drivers will be heading out in this session.
Take care, Kay. Have a good one. If I remember rightly, that guy started from the back last season, a couple of seasons ago, and he finished nearly on the podium.
Yeah, you posted the YouTube video from season 1.
Yeah, why not?
Very recently, so check out our YouTube channel as Deton running wide at turn 4. Doesn't get invalidated, but might have slowed down his lap time a little bit. That's a weird little glitch. My timing screen isn't purple for that guy. That's weird. And it says that Prev has gone quickest on a 17.9.
No, he's gone third. Prev. Yeah, probably.
Who's second then?
That guy is second now. Hungary phone is
so
first
who's
now.
Okay, so for some reason it's deleted Hungry Throne's time from my screen.
I think it's because you had
Maybe
to join back.
Maybe, but it was there a minute ago. Fairly is out on track now, so
It'll probably correct itself by Q2, hopefully.
I hope that this isn't a weird bug in the game, but can't say I'm surprised really.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of bugs nowadays. Of course, we've got Steve and Hungry Phone reserving first analysis race tonight.
We had 6 people wanting to reserve tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, I was at the bottom. So, commiserations for those guys.
Did Ryan end up doing attendance?
He hasn't, he's set work on that, but yeah. He only told me like attendance before.
Okay, well Fairley does a 17.7.
Not bad considering.
And it's actually quite strange not having Hungry Throne's time at the top of our leaderboard.
Yeah, that's a shame, that is.
I'm looking forward to Thursday. I may not do well, just depends on my pace, but I'll have a good time on Thursday night.
Yeah. What's this track done to you, Deaton?
Yeah, Deaton not a fan.
Down in 90 at the moment.
Perry Jerry pops into 10th in the last few moments. Not sure what the cut-off point is going to be really, because obviously with it being quite a short track, the times are bunched closely together and it's very hard to, you know, could easily predict that the cut-off's going to be a 1:17.6, but you could miss out by a couple of milliseconds doing a 17.6, so
yeah, you're probably right.
It's really hard to...
Probably 17.6.
It's probably it's really hard to kind of predict what's going to happen. We're just going to have to sit back and enjoy the next 2 minutes. Flew comes around the final corner and starts a new lap. As Greg gets out of the way of Prev, who is 2/10 up almost through sector 2. Doesn't sound a lot, but big improvement in this final sector. Might even improve to 11th or higher. That's how close the lap times are at the moment. Top 5 have all retired comfortably through. Prev does go 11th on a 17.6. 10:10 improves to P6.
Yeah, it's up to date now.
And that should see him through to Q2. Fairley goes 5th, so not as blistering as perhaps we were expecting. Obviously the VR is...
yeah, maybe... I'm not sure how the VR works, to be honest with you. All new to me.
Well, when you adapt from a pad to a wheel, or vice versa, or even if you're just changing some of your settings and assists, it still takes a bit of time to get used to. So
yeah.
I think Fairley's just getting used to everything, maybe giving people a chance to win tonight.
If only I was doing.
Can't be winning 5 in a row.
Nah, because then he would get a special mention or something.
Maybe get kicked out for being too quick.
Yeah, I've got to do that to Josh yet.
Greg across, and it's a half a second improvement. Currently P16 though, so still in the drop zone, and he has backed off. So Greg, unfortunately, will be starting 16th on the grid unless Dayman and Deton can improve. Flew is in the pits in 17th, so he will be out. Didn't fall into place for him.
I think 2 out of them at the back, isn't there?
So Envy Altamino currently setting the pace on a 16.4, but will that be the quickest time we see tonight? Probably not. The usual suspects in the top 10. Dayman starting 16th on the grid, Greg in 17th, Flew 18th, Deton 19th, and Chivers at the back. Hopefully he gets a setup when the game. So I think I might have found the problem. A game wanted to update. And I have it on automatic, so I restarted and it wanted to do an update, so I think that was probably the problem. I'll keep an eye on the stream quality. It says it's unstable at the moment, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. So yeah, 1 minute left of Q2. Bellucci, Wee, Hissy, Pete, and Fairley in the drop zone. I think he did, otherwise his name would drop, I think. But yeah, remains to be seen. So 5 in the 1 minute 16s. We've got a load in the early 170s. Only 2/10 separating 6th and 11th. So this could be a very close Q2. 30 seconds left of session, so it's now or never. Colucci, as you saw there on stream, diving into the pits. He will start 15th as Fairley improves to a 16.9 and puts himself 6th. Deflated Wee has just run wide there after that middle chicane. Might have lost some time. Time to beat is Girthy Steve's 1 minute 17.1. Prev at the moment is currently missing out by 4 milliseconds. Deflated Wee needs a good last sector here. He didn't have the best middle sector. And Deflated Wheat just squeezes through, but he will be under pressure. Steve is, I believe, on a slow lap, so I don't think he'll make it through. Prev's invalidated his time. This lap time's not going to be quick enough, but what about Pete? Pete can knock Wee out here. And he does. 6th fastest. Good lap there from Pete under pressure. So that's it. Unfortunately, Steve is on a slow lap, so... And, yeah, your 17-0 cut-off prediction turned out true. It's so close, though. Go on board this time with Ross. Doesn't normally get into the top spots in quali, but is much, much better in the race. Always gains positions on his starting grid slot, but a mistake. A rare Ross mistake. Pick up with his teammate then, and I've been kicked out again. And it's a pretty quick introduction to Q3. Ross currently quickest on a 16.2. We've got that guy, his teammate, also on a 16.2. Hungary Thrones on a 16.3. Mr. Wiggles and Perry Jerry on a 16.4. And what? Tamino just deciding to go half a second faster than what he did last session. And it's not even like a high 15.9, it's a low 15.8. That is ridiculous. Have you included your audio again? Dayman, can you hear Padge? He just spoke.
Can you hear me now? Say my name, say my name.
I'll be annoyed if that's not included. Oh, they can't hear you. They didn't hear your wonderful singing. Yeah, maybe just rejoin the party. See if that works. Oh, now... Oh. Too late. He left. It's alright, I'll join back and then... it'll be fine. I think Dayman did hear you just before you left. It was kind of like a weird... I couldn't, then I could. Yeah. There's some weird stuff going on tonight. How's that, Dayman? Can you hear Padge alright? Messages don't load quick enough. Yeah, that's true. So round one goes to Tamino, but will it be a knockout? Got plenty of drivers jostling for position between 2nd and 6th. Oh dear. Thankfully there's still 5 minutes left of session, but obviously he'll have to fix that. Can you not hear him, Dayman?
I've tried it again.
Any luck, Damon?
Any luck?
Back again. Okay. Maybe you could do your singing again.
Nah, I'm good.
So Perry Jerry was 7/10 off of Tamino in Q2 and just scraped through on a 17-0, but obviously is finding a lot more pace in Q3 as that guy goes second ahead of his teammate. Oh, and Perry Jerry is just the rear there. So Perry Jerry's good work in Sector 1 has come to a very abrupt halt.
I'm glad you can hear me again, Damon. I'm only here for you.
Hungary Throne 2/10 up in the middle sector split, so that's a pretty good split time. Should be good enough for front row at the moment. As for whether Hungary Throne can drop into the 1 minute 15s too, remains to be seen. Ross, Mr. Wiggles both on outlaps. Hungary Throne does drop into the 15s ever so slightly.
Wow.
And goes second fastest.
That's really good.
This is kind of one of those tracks. It's a Marmite track. Either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
Either you're quick or you're just rather not quick.
Like a go-kart track.
It's often described as Monaco without the buildings. Obviously, most people will be running plus 40 wings on both front and rear. So
yeah, that's true.
It's not too much difference in strategy. It's all about confidence, how much you can push that car, finding the right lines into corners, how confident you are on the throttle, and just hooking up a perfect lap, really.
Yeah, so true.
Oh, Mr. Wiggles has spun at the same corner Perry Jerry lost it, so...
Yeah, there's not much traction on this track. You could do a slow lap and go again, I think, plenty of time.
So Ross, just narrowly missing his personal best in Sector 1. Oh, and a big slide out of Turn 5.
I think Ross might cancel and go again.
I think he has dropped off the ERS. He's got fairly right behind him. These two practically racing through Sector 2. Ross just lets him go. Everyone back out on track with the exception of Hungary Throne. Yep, Wiggles will have to recharge.
Yeah, everyone's on an outlap at the moment.
Hungry Throne won't come out of the pits in enough time, so second place is the best that he can hope for tonight, which is a pretty good quali session, if you ask me. Go on board then with Fairley. Currently 4/10 away from Wiggles and Perry Jerry. So big improvements needed on this lap if he wants to challenge for a top 6 spot. And that's a good start. 1.5 tenths in the first sector. Checker flag has fallen. Obviously, we know Hungary Throne can't improve from seconds. Tamino's out there improving. Fairley has lost time in that middle sector. He's down to matching his personal best now, so not too much improvement potentially for Fairley on this lap. Needs a good last sector. Pete pops in there on a 16.8 and goes 8th fastest, as Fairley does improve by 0.2 but stays in 7th. Tamino goes 0.2 quickest at the top.
Oh,
what a lap that is, a 15.6. As Wiggles is spun. Has spun, I should say.
OJ goes 5th.
Ross has retired, so we'll stay 4th. Smaller has invalidated his... oh no. I think invalidated this time, so we'll stay 9th and 10.10 prove either.
Yeah, I wouldn't have predicted that.
Actually, there's no race on Sunday, is there?
No, there ain't. No. Just 2 races this week.
Yeah, with the real-life Formula 1 clashing with our time, we've decided to cancel the race, just so people can watch the real-life race. And here come the 5 lights for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Tamino leads us away on lap 1 of 35. Decent start there from Tamino. Plenty of jostling in the back, 3-4 wide, even further down the field. Hungary Throne just running wide, trying to get ahead of his teammate who's fighting around the outside. Ross did a beautiful move 2 seasons ago and fighting his teammate very closely. We've got, I think, 10-10 side by side with Deflated Wee, who's had a good start up to 9th place. But side by side with Smaller Smiley.
I think CHIVERS and Greg have come together.
A little bit of contact there between Wee and Smaller. And Wee cutting the track, has to give that place back to Smaller, which he has done now.
Nice one for that.
Losing some time on this opening lap.
Let's see if anyone pits. Yep.
Flew pits.
Yeah, Flew pits. Unfortunately, so he's got damage. And he started to do it on medium, so...
There goes 10-10 up the inside of Fairley. Looked like a dive bomb, but I think there was enough space given there, and I think Fairley's just conceded that place. Doesn't want to risk getting any damage at this point.
Yeah, it's on a harder tyre at the moment.
Point. Tyre up on screen. Interesting that Ross has gone for the medium compound. He's usually one of the first ones to drop onto the hard compound tyres.
Yeah, everyone last week started on the harder tyre.
Bit more strange as well, because I know Ross and Wiggles are in a party and they've gone for split strategies. 10-10's also joined Ross on the mediums.
Very interesting. The game's places off the start though.
Yeah, you can see 10-10 up 3, CHIVERS up 4, but still struggling to catch Colucci in 15th, so that setup problem is quite a bad one, I feel.
Yeah.
Damon's up a couple of places. And obviously Ross ahead of his teammate as well. It's Hissy pits.
That's unfortunate.
And Tamino isn't dropping Hungry Throne or Ross. Obviously Ross will be quicker in this part of the race on the mediums, but quite impressed with Hungry Throne's early pace.
Yeah, I had a feeling he'd do quite well in no assist. You'll be wanting a seat soon.
I think there's a big queue of
Yeah, there's about 7 of
people
them.
who are waiting for a seat. No race. Yeah, sorry, TJ. Yeah, we had many a discussion and argument last season about it all, but we just felt this was the right decision. Oh, been kicked out again. I'm thinking about this strategy here from Ross, and I guess then Perry Jerry and 1010 as well. I don't actually think it's as bad as we think it might be. Obviously, Ross has the tyres right now to potentially get past these two ahead of him, but let's not forget, he's going to pit first onto brand new tyres.
Yeah.
So if he can find a gap and get some nice clean air to put in some good lap times, might potentially, in fact more than likely, will get an undercut and come out ahead of these top two when they make their pit stops.
Yeah.
The problem is then obviously Ross will be more vulnerable in the final stint.
Yeah, that's very true. I think they started mediums because if there was like an early safety car, they'd be on a 2-stop then. They would have to do a 2-stop.
And Hungary Throne hasn't got the DRS now on Tamino either. There was a small mistake from Hungary Throne on lap 6. I think Tamino then capitalised on that and started to drive away, and there goes Ross now into second.
Well, that guy seems to be pretty good on this track. Also on the harder track.
Yep. Holding off 4 drivers behind, so either the DRS isn't really as powerful as it normally is, or that guy's just maximising his exit on the final corner and staying ahead as Ross extends the track limit slightly. Might have got a warning for that. And again, so maybe those tyres are starting to offer a bit less grip.
You do need to run the pressures low on this track.
But Ross is starting to now gain on Tamino, so there's an obvious pace advantage that Ross has in this stage of the race. We'll drop back in with them, and Ross is a bit closer, but he is dragging Hungry Throne back into contention. Traffic management is huge, very much so. It's this isn't really Formula 1 racing, this is a game of chess.
Yeah.
CHIVERS pits.
Oh, 10-10 have the massive moment.
10 gets a time penalty. Oh, and has lost a place too to Fairley. So
he did a good save there, to be honest. I was flicking through and I saw him having to correct it.
And what's happened to Wee? Wee has spun at turn 5.
Oh no.
And that has dropped him out of 9th place.
That could be the tyres.
Those tyres are very warm right now. Dayman might fancy his chances here, and Wee is still struggling. Those tyres are so hot right now. Does Dayman have the confidence to go around the outside? Yes, he does. Nice move there. So this top 3 now have a 4-second gap on that guy, meaning any time penalties for the top 3 won't cost him a podium at this point. As here comes Deflated Wee now fighting back against Dayman. Oh, and that guy's dropped a place. Oh, there's a big shuffle around. And Tamino What has happened to Tamino? He's now in 7th place.
Oh my god, I didn't, yeah. I saw a yellow
I
flag.
think Tamino has dropped it on turn 4 or turn 5.
Wow.
And he's now in the pack that is now fighting for a podium. Perry Jerry has got past that guy in all lap commotion as well. So now Ross leads this race. And you'd have to say, judging how Tamino's driven recently, that is a big shock.
Massive. And he's pitting as well. Can you get damaged? It's an early stuff on the hard tyre.
I reckon you might be right. I reckon he has some damage somewhere. And yeah, new front wing for Tamino. So I reckon he's dropped it at turn 5 and has got wing damage on the wall.
That's not the first time he's done it this season.
No, but it's the first time in the last few races that he's made quite a high profile mistake.
It's
and
a shame
he's gone onto the soft tyre, so a 2-stop now for Tamino.
Okay, yeah.
He'll need a safety car.
Yeah, they did come out quite a lot.
But we've hardly had any safety cars recently.
No, I think they don't seem to come out in this league. Which is not a bad thing if you just enjoy just always driving to the limit and that.
Girthy Steve just leaving these in the rear end there. In the end of sector 2. Turn 11, I think it is. And as a result, he's lost DRS now to Pete. Oh, but Pete's spun at the final corner.
Oh,
and Steve's now got a free place. Pete's dropped to 11th now, so
yeah, the
drivers are making mistakes now.
Yeah, it's the ones on the hard tyre as well that are losing it.
And you think that for that guy Wiggles and Fairley on the hard tyre in turbulent air, Hungary Throne 2, that potentially they might be vulnerable to making these kind of small mistakes, which could cost them a good chunk of points tonight.
But I think the medium runners will have to pit in the next few laps. You only...
Deton retiring in the pits.
Okay. The only problem for the people on mediums now, they will have a really hard outlap on the hard tyre.
Yep, that is very true.
Good evening, Rids.
Just lost all feedback. Oh, that's a shame, Deton. It's alright. Just a bad race. Fingers crossed for you next week in Belgium. Spa. 1010's lost a huge chunk of time.
Yeah, a little spin, I think.
This lap. How's it going tonight? We had big stream problems in quali.
Yeah.
I've been kicked out about 4 times. My stream stopped about twice.
Yeah, the game don't like him.
Yeah. Hopefully
not tonight.
Hopefully we get a good race in.
Hopefully we can make it to the end.
Tamino qualified on pole and was leading, just ahead of Ross and Hungary Throne at the top, but spin at turn 5, we reckon. He's got some damage as well, so he's had to box for another strategy, and I think he's spun again. Tamino.
Oh no.
He has at turn 4 this time, I think.
That's such a shame.
So, what could have been a very solid drive has turned into a bit of a nightmare for MVR Tamino. What is surprising is Hungry Throne's rear light is flashing, which means he hasn't got much ERS left. So it proves that these two are actually going pretty quickly at the top. They're not just content for
Yeah, I've seen him
ERS management.
have a lot of moments, so he is pushing. And
These two are
Tamino's
actually
off
pushing.
again. Oh, he's crashed out.
Oh, and this could bring out a safety car. And it has a full safety car. The first one we've seen in, I'm going to say 4 or 5 races. And there you can see it. In the entrance to the final corner.
It's not a bad spot.
And we've got Ross pitting.
Medium runners.
This is kind of perfect for the medium runners because this is around their pit window. So Hungry Throne stays out.
Yes.
And I doubt he'd have much of a choice, really.
No, I don't think he did.
So obviously everyone on the mediums are boxing to hards, but what are those people on the hard tyres boxing to? Girthy Steve stays out. Smaller Smiley stays out. So everyone on the hard tyre is staying out, really. That guy has gone on to mediums, so has Prev, so...
Heat speed in the pits.
Yeah, that'll be a costly penalty. Pete 2 going on to the mediums. Dayman onto a soft for a 2-stop. And here comes Greg. This brings Greg back into contention, who also joins Dayman on a 2-stop. Inflated Wheat, after his earlier spin, goes on to a set of medium compound tyres. And Colucci joining suit. Hissy will no doubt go on to a harder compound tyre.
So you think the top 4 will stay out then?
So top 4 plus Smaller Smiley have stayed out and will have to pit again. Flew joins Dayman and Greg on a 2-stop soft tyre strategy. So really, those on the medium compound tyres, apart from Chivers, can make it to the end. But their tyres will be shredded.
Yeah.
And what they're hoping for is to try and jump those top 5, those top 6 who haven't pitted yet.
Yeah, it's a very clever to start medium tyre with the safety car in mind.
But it would have been a nightmare if this safety car was 5 laps later.
Yeah.
Medium runners pitting for hard compound tyres, then the safety car comes out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Would have completely destroyed their strategy. So they've been quite fortunate with the timing of this.
The only thing is it just punches up the field and you can always have incidents after the safety car.
Very true.
Everyone's got to be cautious, but not too cautious.
Time penalties now come into play as well. Pete with the 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane penalty, but everyone else just has the 3 seconds right now, so might not be too costly in the end. Oh, and Hungry Throne pits. And so does Wiggles. And so does Fairley.
Yeah, I don't blame them, to be honest. Oh,
So they will lose track position here all the way to the back, but they will not have to make another pit stop. Steve stays out and leads the race.
his first
Which
race.
I imagine he probably wasn't expecting tonight.
No.
Ross up there in 2nd place.
Good evening,
Strategy's worked beautifully for him, and he's got no time penalties as well. The only person in the top 6 with no time penalties. So this race could be going better for Ross right now.
No, it's going pretty well. Obviously, it was going well before the safety car as well. He's leading.
Ross leads Tamino.
We always say
in the championship.
when Ross is leading, then that's when the safety car comes out.
So Ross leads Tamino in the championship by 68 points. But that is going to increase tonight. Tamino retiring. Bringing out this safety car.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Ross
very
could be leading
unfortunate.
Tamino by over 90 points. Oh, and Girthy Steve has lost it. He's spun and he's crashed under safety car.
Oh no.
I do not, just when you think you've seen everything.
He's going to have nightmares tonight.
He's going to have damage, he's got old tyres, and he's lost a huge chunk of time on the field. And the safety car's in this lap. That is rotten luck, it really is. Steve will be hoping for another safety car to come out, and just like the Red Sea parting, Ross leads this race once again.
Good restart.
Driver's trying to cut the slipstream behind. Smaller needs to defend for his life. Bit of a slide for that guy trying to warm up those tyres. And now all of a sudden we've got the likes of Dayman and Greg in the mix for a podium on those soft tyres, but they will have to make another pit stop. Plenty of moves happening down the field. Wiggles and Fairley have dropped from their earlier pit stops and will need to fight their way back into the points. Wiggles is past Hissy, and Ross now building a gap on Smaller Smiley.
Yep.
And this could turn into one of Ross's routine race victories. Hey Tamino.
It could well do.
I would say hope you well, but I
Yeah.
can probably imagine how the feeling after that one.
Unlucky, mate.
Hard luck. Congratulations on the pole position, but yeah, sometimes the race doesn't go as we planned it. And here comes that guy, looking for a move on Perry Jerry. Side by side in the first corner. Traction on the outside is just so good. And that guy makes his way
Pete's
up into third.
Out of turn
Oh,
one.
Pete's down. Chivers, Dayman getting overtaken. Mr. Wiggles is on a charge right now. He's back up into 10th already.
Yeah. Some good moves.
Honestly,
Big-
might go on boards with Wiggles.
Yeah, he's trying to follow Hungary Throne through the path. Next
Hungry
up.
thrown on the back of Greg.
Yeah.
Oh, and who's gone?
Oh,
10-10's gone.
Oh no.
10-10 has spun.
Oh, he's doing so well. That's the problem after a restart. Mr. Wiggles and Hungry
Wiggles side
Throne
by
sloppers.
side.
Yeah.
Hungry thrown.
Ooh,
Greg just ahead of
Greg's left
Wiggles,
the
so
board,
can't
huh?
fully commit to that final corner.
Mr. Wiggles could get both of them, yeah.
No DRS, of course. Oh, that's a late defensive move there from Hungry Throne, but Mr. Wiggles swings it round the outside, gets the better exit, and Mr. Wiggles is already up into 7th place now. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1. I think Hissy has lost it at the exit of turn 1.
Yeah, cold tyres.
Mr. Colucci has spun in sector 3.
Barely does very well to avoid through that.
That guy's ahead of Smaller Smiley into 2nd, but with that time penalty might be a little bit optimistic to aim for a win, but definitely the podium's still on the cards here.
In pits.
Oh, and someone's gone off. It's Hungry Throne. Oh, and I thought he was flying into the barrier there, but he didn't.
Well saved.
Just saved it. Perry Jerry's past Smiley now into 3rd. I think Smiley's just trying to wait out for possibly another safety car. to box onto softs, maybe. And here comes Prev now down the inside. Smaller, fancying a piece of the action too. Smiley losing 2 places in the first corner.
Yeah, he's on those hard tyres, unfortunately, but he will get to the end quite easily.
And Mr. Wiggles now fancying a piece of the action. Nice exit. Wiggles going for it. They're side by side.
So
They're giving space. The move doesn't work out for Wiggles, and now has to sit behind Smiley in this S section. Could be losing time to Wee ahead of him. And now Wiggles has Hungary thrown right on his gearbox.
I think these two were racing last week for the whole race together.
This race certainly has coughed into life. Safety car has shaken things up. So here comes Hungary throwing. These 3 are so close. Wiggles down the inside now of Smaller. He gets that move done.
Oh,
and Hungary throwing
to...
corrects a snap. Fairly past Dayman, who I think was ghosted, so potentially some contact. It's 10-10 losing ground. I think he's spun in turn 1 as well. Chivers is past Greg. This has brought Chivers back into play with no setup on. Chivers is really enjoying these mediums. Yeah, Tamino, honestly, like, it happens sometimes. That's my, a lot of my experience. Sometimes you do the same thing over and over again, but sometimes you spin or you crash because of it. It's a bit random, but there we go. As Hungary Throne really trying to get past Smaller. Smiley here. We'll have the DRS out of this final corner and gets a good enough exit. But Mr. Wiggles is already 2 seconds up the road and challenging Deflated Wee. This is the fight for the final podium spot. Perry Jerry with the time penalty, as 10-10 has retired in the pits. Prev battling Deflated Wee. Mr. Wiggles lying in wait. Oh, Mr. Wiggles had to get out of it. Oh, and there's contact.
Oh, no.
Oh, that could have ended a race. That really could have ended a race. Mr. Wiggles does get ahead of Deflated Wee. I think Deflated Wee possibly had to back out of a move.
Yeah, there was
possibly from something that was going on ahead of him, and then Mr. Wiggles had to completely get out of the corner.
Smaller Smiley was also side by side with Hungry Throne as well, going through those corners. But they avoided her touch. Some really good racing going on.
Smiley still does need to pit though. Like, needs to pit mandatory.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, 21 laps on half.
So, question is, when? Is the more time Smaller's out on these hard tyres, the more time he's going to lose. But if the safety car comes out at a nice time for him, it could be really good.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit soon.
See you, Tamino. Unlucky about tonight, mate.
Take care, man. Better next week. Hopefully you'll have your own Xbox X though. Chivers all over the back of Fairley.
Ross has been pushing. Red light flashing on the back of the car, low ERS for our race leader. But that guy is staying with him. I've been very impressed with the pace of that guy in Hungary Throne. I think sometimes they go under the radar.
Yeah.
As not NA's quickest.
Well, it's
but I think they've done extremely well tonight, and trying to bridge that gap then to the top 2 or 3 drivers like Wiggles, Wee, Ross, Fairley, Tamino.
It's Hungary Throne's first no assist race, so he's doing really well.
Fairly down the inside now, Smiley up into 8th place. Time penalty may cost them a place to Greg, depends on, I know Greg has to pit again for another set of soft tyres, so as into the pits finally comes smaller Smiley. Hungry Throne down the inside of Deflated Wee looking for a switch back, beautifully done there by Wee, who stays in 6th place. Mr. Wiggles is desperate here to get past Prev. Oh, it spins!
Oh no!
Wiggles is gone! I just saw the
curb.
Going through turn 3, and I think the back end just stepped out a little bit and he tried to correct it, but it just wasn't enough, and the spin happened. I was about to say, before Wiggles span, that he looked like he's got a lot of extra pace in the locker that he can call upon here.
Yeah, he does have a lot of pace. Just has the odd spin every now and then.
Well, Wiggles has been unlucky anyway through the safety car situation. And he performed very well to get back into the top 5. As a change for the lead, perhaps. AlphaTauri on the medium overtakes the AlphaTauri on the hard tyre.
Hungry Throne past Deflated Wee.
That guy, of course, on medium, which will run out in a few laps' time. Which means Ross just has to stay with his teammate here.
I'll have to check out Fairley's stream after to see how he got on with his VR.
Can't put my finger on Fairley in VR compared to last week. I just think maybe it's obviously an adapting process using new software, but I just think possibly he's not overly confident on it yet.
No, I wouldn't be. It would take a bit of time. Be interesting to see if he continues doing it in other leagues as well. Or maybe just using it for practice in this one, maybe.
There goes Chivers, considering it's up on. It's actually doing really well.
Yeah, Padgestic and Prev having a strong race as well. But Prev will come under pressure from Hungry Throne now.
Yeah, and Padgestic with the 3-second time penalty here could keep the podium if he can extend that gap to Prev in the next 8 or so laps. So podium is on for Perry here. Ross is looking like his 25th race win is on the cards.
No jinx. Yeah, he's just got to make sure not to get a penalty.
I think even if Ross does get a penalty, those hard tyres will definitely come back to him.
Yeah.
The Hungary throw near is a lot closer to Prev out of this final corner. Prev doesn't have the DRS. Hungary thrown on the inside line. Prev fancies his chances on that outside on the outside route, and it has worked for him. Stays in 4th, but the more that these two battle, the more that Perry can try and escape a 3-second window as Mr. Wiggles retires in the pits.
Oh, lucky man.
Steve with a time penalty, currently last, and definitely shouldn't be. Hasn't deserved to be last at all. Just one small mistake under the safety car.
Yeah, he's
and Dayman's retired in the pits too.
Oh. 14-9.
This is a really strong drive from Prev. I think the start of the season didn't quite have the rhythm he did last season, but certainly in the last few races we've seen Prev come back into his element.
Somebody's come out back on pits. I think that's Wiggles' car.
That's Dayman's AI, I think.
Oh, there.
And
I think he would have got
cost
past.
Hungary thrown.
Yeah, I think he was through there. So he had to back there.
Oh, and Prev's gone wide. Needs to leave space.
That guy is out of DRS now.
Oh my word. Going for the move into turn 6. Side by side, Prev slightly ahead. Oh, and here comes Deflated Wee now. Capitalising on this fight.
Very bold.
Great move there.
And this is helping Freddie catch up as well. He's got very good racecraft, Hungry fan.
Broken car, broken spirit. Just gave up on existing. That is unfortunate, Mr. Wiggles. Hard luck, mate.
Unlucky man. It'll come good again.
Is Wee close enough? This fight is going to happen till the end of the race. Nothing to separate these three. Fairly now catching these three.
Yeah. Perhaps got good straight on speed as well, because he hasn't been using his battery either.
Ross needs to be a bit careful here. He's been about 9/10 behind for the past lap or so. Obviously, if he loses DRS, could give big opportunity here for his teammate to steal the win. But Perry Jerry's pace this stint has been very good. He's now 5 seconds clear of this group, which means Perry Jerry is due to pick up a podium as Wee goes wide.
But these three drivers don't have a penalty either.
This is the battle for 4th. Fairly with the time penalty, we'll need to overtake these guys as quick as possible. There goes Hungry Throne, leaving the space for Wee, Wee leaving the space for Throne. Again, this is really good racing.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Gaps in the field are plenty. The only battles on track is this one for 4th and the battle for the lead, which has been going on for the past 10 laps.
Yeah, it's a great battle, this.
If Prev holds on, definitely a shot for driver of the day tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Really strong drive from Prev. And now Deflated Wee's the one under pressure, making a slight mistake in sector 2. Should still get the DRS on the main straight, but there's 2 eager drivers behind. It's a bit of a slide from Hungary Throne, might cost him an opportunity at getting past Wee on the straight. Like 32 of 35. 2 Alpha Tauris lead. Oh, and a bit of a slide for Wee. Had to get out of the throttle. Perry Jerry now 7 seconds clear. Oh, and I think Hungry Thrones hit Wee. Oh no.
It was due to happen, I feel. It's just a matter of time.
I think that
So
guy's made a
unlucky.
mistake too. Ross has taken the lead of the race, and I think that guy, maybe those tyres are just getting to the point of no return. And now he has a very fast Perry Jerry behind, only 1.6 seconds now. That guy winning the race for best part of 10 laps now. Now he's under pressure to keep hold of second. This then has released fairly. And might very well see a move into turn 2. But Prev's defending skills are once again on point.
The fairly has to put up 3 seconds over the 2 cars behind. So it's important he gets through here.
The longer Prev keeps fairly behind, there's no chance really that Prev's going to lose 4th. I've often described him as the best, or one of the best defenders in this league, and I think this race has just boosted that.
Yeah, and he's got good straight on speed because he hasn't been using his battery to defend. So maybe Deflated Week still might get fairly. Maybe even Hungry Throne. It's not over for them yet. And
Chivers
as well.
No
It's doing
front wing.
great with no setup.
Although Chivers, I think, has just had a bit of a crash and has lost his front wing.
Or,
So
that's what I'll stay out on. Maybe I don't know.
Potentially, may still gets. Just depends on how many penalties he's got.
Ooh.
9 seconds, so I don't think he'll get any points
No,
tonight.
I don't think so.
But it's certainly been a very valiant drive
Yeah,
with
definitely.
a balanced assist, with a balanced setup.
Yeah.
And Chivers speeds in the pit lane, which only adds to the pain.
Yeah. It's only one more lap. Might as well try and finish.
It's not been the best of races for Flew, as down the inside, Fairley looks on Prev into the middle chicane. Once again, Prev, immovable object, but finally will Fairley find a way through. Side by side, Fairley has the inside line.
Wow.
They give each other space, they're still fighting. And finally something has given. Fairley now ahead of Prev.
But it won't be. I don't think it'll be
Prev-
for long though, because Does
Prev
got a
with
lot
his
of
good
battery.
straight line speed.
Yeah.
This is definitely bringing Wee and Hungary throwing back into it. Fairly's going to drop behind all three of them. Oh no, he's lost it! Hungry thrown! Final corner, he's lost it!
He still might keep it though. It's unfortunate. But
Final
deflated.
lap of the race.
Could
Ross
finish fourth here.
leads.
Well, fifth.
Ross leads his teammate by 1 second. That guy and Perry Jerry on the podium do have 3 second time penalties, so they're fighting for position, but only have half a lap left to get that second spot. Fairley currently holds on to fourth, but is due to drop behind Prev and Wee down into 6th place on time penalties. Well, for Ross, the safety car came out at a perfect time for him, allowed him to pit onto hard tyres, which were the best tyre to be on at the time. That guy has valiantly given Ross a run for his money, but a slight mistake and that 3 second time penalty allow Ross to extend the gap at the top of the championship to over 90 points, I think, tonight. Perry Jerry, brilliant drive.
Oh, he
and
misses
deserved
out on
podium tonight.
second place by 2 tenths, Perry Jerry does.
As we said, Prev and Deflated Wee jump ahead of Fairley, and Hungary Throne would be in 6th place had it not been for that spin a lap ago. Smaller Smiley, it was a valiant effort staying out on those hard tyres, and actually that last stint for him was really, really good. Still finishes in the points. And Hissy and Greg battling to the line. Both will score points here tonight. Pete has gone a bit under the radar, got a 5 second penalty for speeding in the pits. And just didn't quite work for him today. Chivers without the setup. And
My
a couple
best
of
race.
mistakes here and there. But still a very valiant effort from Chivers.
Yeah, definitely deserves a special mention, I believe.
Flew at the back, has gone under the radar.
To the top 3. Been a while since Ross has been on at the top of the step.
So Ross, with his 25th II Racing League race win in 105 races, that is an incredible turnout. 1 in 4 races he wins, and he's won here tonight. That guy and Perry Jerry, very well deserved podiums from them, even with the time penalties. Prev and Deflated Weed definitely need a special mention. Gaining places in the race, no time penalties, and getting into the top end of the points. Fairly Hungry Throne, Smaller, Hissy and Greg round out the points, and Padge, who is your driver of the day?
Oh, you can't ask me.
I guess I'll decide then.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think Prev.
And those medium,
I
people
think
on the
Prev.
medium did 22 laps as well. Crazy.
Yeah. And that's why I'm going for Prev over Ross, because I think their job was harder after the safety car. Prev had to defend from 4 guys behind. I think he drove the socks off of that Ferrari today.
Yeah, it's 3 aliens behind Prev there.
So I think Prev will get driver of the day. Obviously Ross deserves it as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well
I
done.
think he did get a slice of good fortune, which meant that his race was a bit easier, shall we say.
Safety car. Yeah.
So Prev will be driver of the day, but Ross a kind of second driver of the day, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
definitely.
Well, We're not going to raid tonight. I think my internet has been through enough as it is. So I'm just going to let it go to sleep, I think.
At least it did the race. At least it did the race, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got the race in. Once again, apologies for the internet problems and the server issues. They've been a bit of a pain to manage, but thankfully we got the race in one piece, and it was a cracking race.
Amazing.
Join us on Thursday night for Assist Tier 1. No race on Sunday due to clashes with the in real life race at Circuit of the Americas, so hope you have a nice little break on Sunday and watch the race. Next week we will be in Belgium, and I think I'll be joined next week on comms by TD, so
ooh, nice.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, that'll be a lot
thank
of
you,
fun.
Padge.
You're very welcome.
It would just be
pleasure
TD
as always.
insulting me.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be fun.
So yeah, thank you, Padge.
No worries.
Congratulations to Ross and to Prev
GG.
for driver of the day, and we'll catch you later on this week. See ya.
Take care, everyone.